want to give the benefit of the doubt to you, but I don't know. Just don't know. I mean, it like what Shlomi just said. That story is. Go ahead. What'd you say, Shlomi?
I didn't say I support Bibi. I support the country. And if you ask me if I can, for changing Bibi, I don't see anyone else that can do something better than what he's doing. And that's why I'm telling you, don't go and see the Israeli media, because the Israeli media is the Israeli media. But people are forgetting that in doing these 2 years, Bibi did a lot of good things for this country, saved us from a lot of horrors and enemies that are coming to consume us and eat us from everywhere, every direction. He freed me, he signed for my operation, he signed for Louis and the other guy operation, he signed for another operation in the start of the war. He released 200 hostages. Yeah, I know that some of them
In the beginning.
died in the beginning and in the last couple of months, not couple, the last 7 months. There was a deal in the last half a year already. And yes, we lost a lot of people from the military pressure and everything. And since then, we are trying not to lose, and we see it. And he did everything that he can to release the most hostages that he can, and that's the way I see it. Because if not, and if he didn't care, like I said, he will do in the 8th of October what I said, and that's it.
Wow, he did a lot for the hostages, Shlomi, if you really think about it. And people are like not giving him the credit where it's due. You know, it's crazy to me. I really think it's crazy.
You know, if the Red Cross and the world and the governments came together on October 8th and everybody stopped and demanded a return of the hostages would have all been back on October 8th. But you have seen from the very onslaught, the 6:30 in the morning on October 7th, well, 6:30 my time, I don't know, but from the onslaught, you have seen opposition to Israel, even as Israelis were being murdered and their blood was spilled all over the country. You see people celebrating and calling for a free Palestine. Well, it's just insane to me. But I don't know what I was saying. Oh yeah, but if the world was serious about having the hostages come home, and if they had acted on October 8th, we wouldn't be here. And so I think a lot of people are, Bibi didn't do this, Bibi didn't do that, the Israeli government didn't do this, the ceasefire talks, Qatar, blah, 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 blah. Where was the action immediately after? Like everybody, from the get-go, it was a denial. It was a denial of the sexual violence and the rape and as a tool of war. I mean, it just from the get-go, there was a denial. So I also put a lot of blame and a lot of responsibility on the failure of the quote-unquote first world, the Western world, the liberal world, the one that we say has democracy and all these values, blah, 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 blah. I think it's bullshit, because I think the UN was in Gaza. Responsibility. The Red Cross was there already. It's not like they had to come in from outside. They were already fucking there. They were already there. I don't know. I think you guys or people like Buttercup tend to focus in on Bibi and the Israeli government, and there's a lot of responsibility here. A lot.
So I really think we need to have more love for each other and more tolerance of diverse points of view within the Jewish diaspora community, Yael. And I hope that, in my community, we try to tolerate. We understand people are very emotional about the situation in Israel, and I think we could be a little more tolerant of people who have different opinions. It's to be slandered it really hurts.
Are you talking about yourself right now?
No, to hear you guys slander me for hours and hours. All I do is I just want to engage with you.
Right now, I just did this whole monologue about how hostages were brought home, and the first thing you do is like, wow, we really hurt my feelings, and we have to be more compassionate with it. with you?
The Jews need to come together and be kind to each other. Be kind to each other.
How is
kind.
that a response? How are you?
Jews are strong when they're kind to and loving to each other.
Buttercup, I'm not playing the game. Stop censoring yourself. I'm not playing this game.
Jews are kind when they're kind to each other.
Buttercup, can you recite the Shema Israel? Can you recite the whole prayer?
Terry, you don't know what Kol Nidre is. Don't tell me. Don't.
I
twist
know
me on my Jewish
perfectly what
name.
you're the one that said it sounded like Kol Nidre, not me.
That was
That's you.
insane.
You've never heard
You
of.
said the Shema
You've never
Israel.
heard of like the Jewish prayers. Don't quiz me on my Jewishness.
I haven't. Yeah, I actually have. I've heard of many Jewish prayers before.
Mazel
Actually, pretty much
tov.
all of them.
Wow.
But I want you to recite the Shema Israel for us, please. Go ahead.
It's not gonna. I want
So, Buttercup,
you to
are you
say-
finished with
I
violent
want you to say
resistance?
to the people like this guy Amir and the people there this sentence, and let's see how they will react. Okay? Tell them until our people are not back home, I don't really care what's going on inside of Gaza. Can you do that? Buttercup?
I should tell them I don't care what's going on in Gaza.
Yeah, until my people are not back home, I don't care what's going on there. I really don't care. I don't understand why you really care what's going on inside of Gaza until your people are
Because she
not
hates
back home.
Israel. That's why.
Because I don't think more death is going to bring them home. I think there was a plan on the table that would have brought them home and could have prevented many children from losing their parents and their arms and their legs and being orphaned. It's just
Maybe they shouldn't have started October 7 in the
The
first place.
children
None of this
didn't
would have
start
happened.
October 7. They're children, okay? Children are innocent.
Yeah, don't worry.
16,000
They'll start
children.
the next October 7th. Don't worry. The children, what, the same ones that go to the death terrorist
That's a
camps?
genocidal sentiment, Harry.
And I can show you plenty of evidence and videos of them. They brag about it and advertise it all online.
Can
That
we
they send their kids to
be a
terrorist
little more
camps.
loving? This is really
Well, no, it's not about being loving. It's about being factual, Buttercup.
You just bring
And
hatred everywhere you walk into.
And facing that's not hatred. That's reality, Buttercup. I'm sorry.
Guys,
Maybe you need to face it
Shlomi,
one day.
I'm coming from a place of love. I love my people, and that's why I'm engaging here, and I love Israel, and I just have a different point of view. That's it.
So your point of view is you believe in violent resistance against the Jewish people, correct? Or do you?
It's not misrepresenting what I said, Norman.
No. Well, please correct me. How did you put it?
Yeah, how did you put it, Buttercup?
We had a conversation about whether Hamas serves the Palestinian cause. And I said it doesn't serve the Palestinian cause. And there are
No,
people in the
I'm
room said
talking
it
about
does.
that quote. I'm talking about when you said, I'm not opposed to violent resistance to oppression.
Wait. If you say that Hamas is not
Serving the Palestinian.
Yeah, if you say that, so what?
I'm against Hamas. I think they're a death
So what
sentence.
is against Israel?
But you're in favor of violent
I
resistance.
support, Shlomi, I support them getting Hamas. I support conquering Hamas. I support decimating Hamas and exiling the leaders.
What do you want from us? Like you are slapping yourself in the face. Like,
No, you can do that without killing without starving out children. You could have stopped the war a year ago.
So
That's the military leaders, not me.
You feel that
But
violence
Hamas
is.
will go if we stop the war a year ago.
Sorry, they said you exile the leaders. There was a plan to bring the PA in and do a plan for day after.
But Hamas didn't agree for that.
They did.
Like, there is no other side that we need to look at.
There is another side, Shlomi. Shlomi, I've only, by the way, I've only called Hamas a genocidal death cult. I've never said anything nice about them.
That's irrelevant to what he's talking about.
I know, but I have a feeling I'm being maligned here. Everyone's calling me a Hamasnik.
Nobody said you're Hamas. Did anybody say that?
Norm keeps telling me I
You
support
love playing victim card, my God.
I want to understand the workings of your mind.
Um,
I'm quoting you.
Buttercup, I also just want to.
I'm really trying to understand what it is. From one side, you say that Hamas are not doing anything good for the cause. From that one side. From the other side, you said that a year ago we should have stopped the war. But if we stop the war a year ago, Hamas are still in power and they are still not serving the cause of the Palestinians. So what do you want? To stop the war or to serve the Palestinian cause? Because if you are one that claims that wants peace in the world and that no one will suffer and all of this, if you say that you want to end the Palestinian suffer from Hamas because it's not helping the cause, but from the other side you said there was a deal and Hamas are still in power, you are still
You see, you
keeping
think that's a
suffering the
contradiction.
Palestinian
I understand. You think it's a contradiction?
Yeah. I don't think.
I
it
think
is
I
a
think the
contradiction.
picture, the picture you give is not accurate. According to my knowledge, according to many experts that I heard, there was a possibility long time ago, maybe a year ago, to reach a deal and remove Hamas from power in Gaza. It was possible to achieve. It was possible to achieve, but
Hamas said yes.
Who's gonna physically remove them, Yigal?
Hamas said yes, Yigal. Don't lie. Hamas said yes.
I can give you a sources for this. According to my, I heard it, I know it.
Okay, but who physically removed them?
Hamas said yes.
Yes, for the end of the war, they was ready they were ready to enter the war and to be replaced as a governing power in Gaza. But
they're still in power.
But they didn't want to give up their weapons.
that's true. That's true.
They didn't want to give up their weapons, so it's the same thing. It
They
doesn't
were
change
ready-
anything.
they-
They're still the
and
governing
also,
power in Gaza.
which is not as important. They were ready for in this deal. In this deal, they were ready to release all our
Yeah, but they are
hostages.
still in power. And
But
Palestinian
this deal
it's not a
could
big
be
for them,
reached.
and it's not a
According
big
to
for
many
us.
experts, this deal could be reached, and all the hostages could be.
Part of the deal was for them to give up their arms as well, and they didn't want to do that. So it was on them. It wasn't on Israel, Yigal.
The same.
It was on them.
Stop yelling.
The issue is that this deal will happen sooner or later. The same deal which could be reached a year ago will happen soon, sooner or later.
No,
Same
it won't.
deal.
At a higher cost. At a higher cost.
There's no more deal gonna
For
be
the higher
reached.
cost,
Yeah.
for the higher cost of our soldiers, for the higher cost of our hostages, and for the much higher cost of the situation, international situation. All this cost us because of political reasons. This all happened because some faction in our government did not want to end the war.
No, Brother Yigal.
This is the
Yeah, good night, guys.
Brother,
This is the truth.
okay, Brother Yigal, so Hamas said they were gonna commit October 7th 1,000 times, and they're not gonna give up their guns. So it was part of the deal that they're not gonna do that anymore, do you think?
Hamas will not rule Gaza. Military capacity is reduced by 90%.
A year ago.
A year ago, yes, a year ago.
You think they were
Exactly,
reduced
yes.
90% a year ago?
Yes, I heard it from many experts. Yes,
So we're fighting
Yes.
10% of them now? For a year?
yes.
I understood that they reconstituted themselves. That they're always getting new fighters, they're training the young ones to do this. Don't you hear the same?
This war we can continue forever the way it's going now.
Well, we can continue forever, or we can have a definitive victory.
But we are losing a lot. We could end this war with victory, military and politically, many months ago. But we are losing now politically, economically, and losing hostages and soldiers because of our extremist, stupid, fascist.
I love you as a Jew, but I disagree with you on this matter.
In the chat, I posted a video of dozens of current and former military and intelligence officials in Israel who say the war could have been ended. It was everything that could be accomplished has been accomplished. And the war was ended.
I want to ask you something, Buttercup. Do you believe an accomplishment is to get back all the hostages?
Don't ask Buttercup anymore.
I agree.
I'm not
How can it be accomplished if there's still hostages?
These are the people of Kaplan, like Igal and Amos, and this is the same set of mind. And this set of mind I'm not dealing with when I'm in the room. They can stay down. And if you want to talk with them, I'm leaving.
We'd rather talk to you.
The rescued hostage censors her. He saves the room.
Did you want to ask anything? Or did Shlomi leave? He already said goodnight?
I don't see him. I hope he did.
Maybe he had enough. Well, here he is back.
And enough with this kind of people.
Okay, Shlomi.
Shlomi,
We're happy to have you back.
I want you everybody to meet a sweet friend of mine named
I'm trying to be nice. I'm coming, and in the end, I get the same feeling that I get from Amos, telling me you should be ashamed of yourself. You didn't go and shake Trump's arm to tell him release the hostages. You should go and demonstrate, and this kind of things that they think that is helping for the hostages. They say when we are demonstrating and putting this power on our government, they will raise the price. Definitely they will raise the price. Eventually, they are looking at us every moment and see what we are going through. And every time in Gaza, when we saw in Al Jazeera, the demonstration, they said it's not enough, it should be bigger. It's helping our cause. And you don't understand that. That's what they were telling us as hostages. It's not enough people. It should be bigger. It should be bigger and bigger. And you come and make us look weak and care about who is starving or not starving in Gaza when my friends are still in captivity and other people that I don't know personally are really starved, and come and say that we need to end this war because people are starving in Gaza or this or this or this. Buttercup, go check. The military in Israel wants to conquer all of Gaza. They want to end this, try to release the hostages. They are eager to do it. This is the set of mind of the real people in Israel, not the minority that you see on the media. Stop make us look weak in this world. Stop. People like you, Amos, Igal, in this fucking app. Don't tell us what to do from another country. Don't think that you know the best because you are sitting there in another country, safe. Maybe someone is telling you, ugly Jew or something like that. Or you are feeling that the crowd is looking at you different now because the real face of them are disguised, the mask is off. Don't tell us what is right or wrong. Come live here. Come live here. Try to live here. Face the consequences of living here among all of these problems that we have in this country. Face reality and then come and speak what this government should do or not. As long as you don't live here, don't tell us which government should be here or not. Because it's not your country. You live in another country. Go vote for Biden. Probably vote for Biden or Kamala in the last election. Because this is what you are representing. The same shit.
Slowly, I have to say, it's hard to hear what you're saying, but I have to tell you, my father made Aliyah and came back to this country and he said the same thing. He said they're no longer there and they deserve. The world needs to take a back seat and let Israel
with the shit that he has to deal with.
Kalina, this is not Kalina.
To correct the mistake that is made. Concerning October, we are allowed outside buildings to sit in. He has a responsibility, and most of the other people believing that they know the best. The ex-military is ex-that, and every day at the beginning
my salt block to see if I can cook a burger on it. After my last video making the steak, I realized that I didn't have it hot enough, so I just put it in the oven for an hour to get to 500 degrees. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't fully trust this thing yet. For some reason, I feel like it's just gonna explode in my oven for some reason. So anyways, back to this burger. I just got everything prepped right in time for the block to come out of the oven, which means they're finally ready to cook. And I will say, right off the bat, these are cooking a lot better than the steak did, so I'm gonna season them up, put the buzz down, and then it's time to get started on the veggies. Here's a Himalayan salt block fun fact. Apparently, the vine was first discovered in the 4th century when Alexander the Great's horses were found leaking salty rock. And if that's not crazy enough, here's another one for you. Apparently, they're not even from the Himalayas, they're actually mined in Pakistan, so I guess you learn something new every day. Sorry, I got off topic. My patties, veggies, and bacon are finally done, so that means it's time to assemble this thing and see if it's any good. Now look, I have high hopes for this one because I feel like you just can't have too much salt on a burger. And I'm telling you right now, if this turns out good, I might have to open a little restaurant called the Smash Block or something stupid. Okay, here's the truth. The burger was actually pretty solid. I would give it a 6.5 out of 10, but the zucchini were absolutely horrible. They were so salty. Well, that too, I bought it.
My dad burned all his cheese. What?
It's valid.
You hear the wildest things. People wanted to make people held hostage.
This is the thing. People hear your outrage right now just from the recent situations. But it's not even that. Like everyone knows the Craigslist articles, this and that, and we just kind of like, all right, he served his time, whatnot. I've recently been sent items that are like, oh yeah, okay, whatever, it's probably not true, I'm not gonna look at it, whatever. And then and people like, no, really, KK, this is happening, like he can't be trusted. He has a habitual pattern of unfortunately preying on people, charming them and using them. And I was like, well, I get that for his actual, the Craigslist thing that whatever that he's self-admitted and talked to, but it's just sad. It's just really just, I mean, I'm shaking because I just read this afternoon, and I read the entire thing. It's public information. It was the New York State Unified Court System. It's a .gov website and Nassau County, and it offers up all the decisions within the court system. And I never knew about this, and I'm just kind of like, I get it now. Why? And my spidey senses was right. Like, something's just not off. Something's off. So, in this court case, it shares that this woman met this person in 1999. And again, this is all shared on a public website. Anybody could see it. She met him at in 1999 at a flea market where he was selling sports memorabilia part-time and while allegedly working at Bears and Stearns. For those that do not know, Bears and Stearns was an investment banking company, and they were part of the reason for the crash, the housing crash market in 2008. Then they were eventually sold out as JP Morgan and Chase. If you projecting that you are working for Bears and Stearns, and it was expressed to this poor woman that he was working at Bears and Stearns in the area of international currency. This is an investment banking firm, okay? So this lady that met him in 1999, and then in March of 2001, this lady asked him to be a co-trustee for a large check from a trust that was written to her from her family, and it was in the form of $200,000, and it was agreed upon, yes, $200,000, and it was agreed upon that he would take that check and deposit into a Dreyfus, and I guess Dreyfus is a bank, and that he would, in March of 2001, it was supposed to be a investment, and it was agreed that he would personally take the check to Dreyfus, I'm quoting now from the court document, and open an account to which the $200,000 would then be deposited. But what happened was that he put the $200K trust fund check made out to the Dreyfus family of funds, both she and he signed as co-trustees. And instead of opening a trust fund, he opened a personal account in his own name in which he deposited the $200,000 check. Again, this is all online. I'm like shocked. So in the court case revealings, it does say that he embezzled the proceeds and depleted the entire deposit in July of 2001. She discovered the funds were misappropriated and reported to the authorities. The months following, he was arrested, charged with grand larceny in the second degree. Upon later entering a plea of guilty and grand larceny in the third degree, he was sentenced to 5 years probation in order to pay $100,000 restitution. Yeah, so if you think about it, she met him in 1999, and he did this in February 2001. And then he was, hold on a second, yeah, 2001, and then he was charged. He was charged July of 2009 within the New York State Unified Court System. This is all there. But I'm thinking like, okay, 2009, that's when the Craigslist Daily News New York Post articles came out. Like literally that summer of 2009. So he was doing this type of stuff for like a really long time. Like a really long time. And within the actual court case, and if you actually read some of the other things, it's just eye-opening. There's a simple pattern of using his, projecting a kindness, in my opinion, a kindness to take advantage of
2 months ago, he opened next level content creators model and concierge service. Now, I'm sorry, dude, but like, if anything, does this sound like a changed man to you? I mean, this guy is fucking sick, and we see him doing like the love bombing of everybody. This is, and for you guys who don't know, like, I would let him in my spaces when I would do my big spaces like every day, like a few years ago, and
His racist hate
people were
speech
telling me, even mom,
rooms.
like, dude, like, the guy, don't trust him. There were, people that work with actual content creators. They weren't scam artists like him. That were, including ones that were monetized on this app, and they were telling me, like, dude, don't trust him. And some of those content creators from bigger rooms, they were telling me what he used to be going into the rooms with the mentally ill women on this app, friending them. Eventually they changed, they'd get their new photos, they'd start threatening them, and he ended up, sending them out to other people, just really weird shit. And that was all verified because he sent those nude pictures out to the mods of the Million Man Marathon. They were like, what the fuck is this? They thought it was egregious.
And what did he do? He deleted that account because he knew any message that he was passing for sexting, like the woman in Canada, she's a little YouTube, but anyways, whatever. All that entire conversation chain disappeared. And he's the person who told me that. He's like, that account is gone. They're never gonna reactivate it again because they won't have any proof. And it's her word against my word, and there's that. So that's what happened in that situation.
And even when you guys took him in, I mean, what he did to Sig was pretty horrible. I guess Sig's forgiven him. That's fine. Well, so Sig had this business idea. It was gonna be like masculinity. It was gonna be like a coach, masculinity coach, like, guidance, offering guidance or stuff to men. And then Jay verbatim stole that idea, and he had this website service called masculinitymindset.com. Completely fucking stole his idea out from under him. And I mean, and this was, this happened after that whole fiasco where he was outed on the Million Marathon stage and basically like shunned. That's when he kind of like.
It was supposed to be an investment, and
I ended up going into a bunch of their stages later, and then, it was basically, I saw his attitude with me. Everybody was saying, dude, like, look, he comes off as charming, but dude, that guy's a fucking snake. And then once he was like ripping off the Jewish population or the Jewish users on this app, saying, basically being gung-ho Israel, then he all of a sudden became a quote-unquote Jew. He's not Jewish.
And so, Pepe, that's how a natural pimp
crowded neighborhood in the middle of Gaza, and then the commandos had to shoot their way in and out to rescue him, and he saw his face and everything, so he got rescued. But people didn't know if he was dead or alive yet. I mean, there were a lot of unanswered questions. And
So wait a minute.
well, hold on a second. No, he's a fake Jew. He's not a real Jew. He just suddenly claims to be a Jew when it's, I don't know, he was being ripped off of the Jewish users on this app. But he was claiming that he was friends with those two. He doesn't even know them. He was actually claiming to be friends with them. Like, what kind of person does that? This guy is fucking sick. And then, just seeing the love bombing that he does on his stages to all of these new people. I see Nye in here. Nye may think she has them figured out, but Nye, you don't understand it. Those people that are, you see all those people that he's on stage with, they're new to him. They don't, the people that are, he's never been able to have, people he's been close to for a long time on this app. He ends up running afoul with all of them. He's not a normal fucking person. But he is going to have his little army or tribe of people that he thinks he can control or that will be loyal. And so he can do his thing. That's all he's doing. No, and I'm not going to give you any smoke. I'm not giving you any. But don't worry. I was somebody who's like, well, I'll give him a chance. And, it was me who brought smoke to him the first time because he was bullying somebody on a stage a couple of years ago, and I called him out on it. But I mean, this guy has a long history of being a fucking predator and a thief and a liar.
So wait a minute. You say he's a fan of America? Is he on Chatter?
Yeah, I guess he is on Chatter. He ended up weaseling his way back on there, but he got exposed with his old name on Millionaire Marathon 3 years ago because he was getting accused of women and, he was asking for their nudes. I guess, harassing them. And then there was for whatever reason, this moron thought it would be smart to send out the nude photos or videos or whatever to the mod team of Million Marathon.
Oh, that's how they found out?
Yeah. And they were just like, are you okay? What the fuck in God's green earth makes you think that is fucking appropriate? We don't want you, sending us fucking, is this revenge porn? What the fuck is this? Why are you doing this to us? Don't get us involved in your fucking shit. And, that's that. He was exposed as a creep, so he deletes his fucking account. Then all the messages disappeared that he was sending all these women. And then even this most recent example, I posted a picture of Roger that was public. He came on here with his original fucking name, okay, at first. The people from season 1 all know his real name. People told me about a video. I've known about it for a while. And it was a video he did, podcast with another well-known Clubhouse user that so happened to also be a libertarian. So I screenshot a picture of him, cross his name out, and I put up his picture. And I go on Roger's stage. I say nothing in his room. Roger notices my PTR. He obviously kicked me out the room. That's fine. It was expected. I wake up the next day, and this motherfucker is saying, I'm hearing him saying things like, oh, this piece of shit, she's doxing people, social security numbers, family members. Dude, no. I literally did not say his name, did not say his address, did not say anything about his family. I don't know where he works. Said nothing about him. About any personal identifying information. I posted shit that was public. And you saw the other day, the season 1 Clubhousers came up on the stage and said, yeah, dude, it's not doxing. It's common knowledge to this. But anyways, so I'm in this room, I'm hearing this shit, and then he's telling other people, he's a mentally unhinged person, you cannot go into his rooms. Because he's going to, it's all funny until he turns on you. I asked him, show me one fucking example, one recording, I'll give you $1,000. I gave that challenge to everybody. Of me doxing somebody on this app. Because I haven't done it. That I would make rooms where I'm somewhat comedic, but I'm very insulting. I talk about controversial shit. The whole thing with like personal drama and going back and forth with people is not something I like to do. Now Jay, I think he's just a rat piece of shit. He's had this cycle throughout his fucking life, and especially here on this app. And if he's gonna make his little content, hinting at like, oh, who's the most, and he's saying amazing, like when he makes his smart little remarks in his rooms and shit. We know he's talking about me. All right, fine. I'm just gonna address it directly to you, because I know he's listening, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, what is Jay? What is your fucking goal here? Is it to make a narrative because it will get some people into your fucking room so you can look like the hero that's trying to save everybody from fucking doxing a doxer, from a bad guy? Is it to get people not to go in my rooms? Kind of like how you squeezed out Roger and Bren from the fucking Healthy Debates Club, which by the way, they ran. I actually like Bren. Despite me fucking, I think Roger's kind of an asshole. I don't dislike Roger. And like I said before, I think he's a good moderator. You're a fucking shit moderator. You just love bomb people on your stage constantly. And give your shitty fucking takes, after everybody else talks. Because you don't know how to be a fucking moderator and let a conversation flow. But your brain is not normal, obviously. That's why you've been fucking homeless, in prison. You don't have close friendships because you end up fucking everybody over. I mean, you're a fucking piece of shit. But Jay, at the end of the day, what was your goal?